9 years ago, Hillary Clinton warned us. You cannot tell me this does not sound like the moment we're in right now.
He is not just unprepared. He is temperamentally unfit to hold an office that requires knowledge, stability, and immense responsibility.
Again, working through all the permitting to drive towards that so that we can be selling clean, reliable energy to our allies in the Pacific who want.
This is not someone who should ever have the nuclear codes, because it's not hard to imagine Donald Trump leading us into a war just because somebody got under his very thin skin.
She would get us into World War III because she is too grossly incompetent to do the job. And then, congratulations, you've been drafted into the military. You're going to fight a war against a country that nobody's ever heard of.
Greetings to you all. Welcome to Red Ninja Network. I'm Mr. Red. I am starting a new series here called This is America. And I'm going to still do other videos, but the reason why I'm going to tag it This is America, because every time I look at these videos, the only thing I can think of is, I cannot believe that this is America in 2026. Today, I don't have a lot of time, but I do want to show you a few things just to set off the tone of this new series, that we have someone who is incompetent, who should not be in office, who makes us look bad, and his supporters don't even realize how bad he is. Matter of fact, they do realize how bad he is, and that's the problem. This is America in 2026. We have much to discuss. Let's strap in. Let's get after it.
She would get us into World War III because she is too grossly incompetent to do the job. And then all of your sons and daughters will end up getting a draft notice, the thing called a draft. Dad, what's this? Oh, congratulations, you've been drafted into the military. You're going to fight a war against a country that nobody's ever heard of.
Carol, I want to get your take about this idea of troops on the ground. Mothers out there are worried that we're going to have a draft, that they're going to see their sons get in and daughters get involved in this. What do you want to say about the president's plans for troops on the ground? As we know, it's been largely an air campaign up until now.
It has been, and it will continue to be. And President Trump wisely does not remove options off of the table. I know a lot of politicians like to do that quickly, but the president, as commander-in-chief, wants to continue to assess the success of this military operation. It's not part of the current plan right now, but the president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table.
Now, I wanted to start our discussions with the war. As you can see, Trump made promises on the campaign trail that he would not get us into any new wars. I'm not saying nothing new to you all. Today, I just wanted to highlight that because it's July now. And when you talk 4 months later, that we are still in a war, regardless whether you want to believe it or not, but we are. We're in this war because this man did not have the temperament that Hillary Clinton said, and he listened to It's Not Real, and now we're in this forever war. Or we're in a war that Trump has no good way of getting out of. And this is something I want to highlight about Trump in our first series, This is America, because this is the commander-in-chief. This is the man that people thought had the knowledge, had the skills to run this country. They thought he would run it like his businesses, and that would make America great. But Trump has terribly ran any and all businesses until he got into this grift called being president. Being president is his most successful business ever, and it's all based upon corruption.
Sleepy Joe, huh? Please enjoy the short compilation video I made.
Well, I think we're calling him Sleepy Joe because I've known him for a while, and he's a pretty sleepy guy. And within minutes, he's sleeping, and you have cameras watching him. I could never do that. I would never be able to sleep like that. He has one ability I don't have. He sleeps. He can sleep. He was sleeping while you were working. Now, he was sleeping while you were trying to get a job. You weren't working. And then they show him sleeping on the beach. Yeah. You'll never see me sleeping in front of camera.
Now, Sleepy Joe would say the unemployment rate in the great state of Ohio,
like
How's he doing? Not well. And remember this, they have nothing but to stand. He's just a vehicle. Let's not kid ourselves.
Unlike Biden, I stay awake. He was much better at sleeping than me. Could sleep on a beach.
We cannot have a low energy individual as our president. We can't. And he's the lowest energy individual I've ever seen.
It's a cliche to use the phrase, I'm sick and tired, but I'm sick and tired of hearing MAGA Republicans, and especially Trump, talk about the Biden years as a disaster. Joe Biden, for the record, will go down as one of our great presidents. What's that? You don't believe me? Let me give you the quick summary, and then I'll go into some fleshing out the details. When you, Donnie Trump or MAGA, say Joe Biden's time was a disaster, which part do you mean? Do you mean the strongest job creation numbers in American history? The fastest GDP growth in decades? The largest one-year deficit reduction in history? Ending America's longest war? Taking out the head of Al-Qaeda? My personal favorite? Was this a disaster? The biggest infrastructure bill in generations? Was that a disaster? Successfully wrapping up the COVID debacle that Trump left him? Was that a disaster? Or the one that you're probably thinking of right now, inflation. When Joe Biden left office and handed the economy off to Trump, inflation was running at about 2.9%. It's higher than that now. You do understand that, right?
Now, I use those two clips to highlight something. Everything with Trump is confession. His profession is confession. He talked about how bad Joe Biden was, and everyone feels that everything is wrong. I mean, you don't have to be a Wall Street analyst to know that the economy isn't doing that well. We can feel it in our pockets. We can feel it when we go to the stores. I have these conversations with people all the time about, how much groceries is. When you're at the store, even talking to the people that work there, they're telling you about how bad things are, because they get to see firsthand people putting stuff up on the conveyor belt. People are hurting. This may take a generation to fix, not to mention the credibility that we've lost around the world. So when people sit here and say, well, Biden was terrible, but they have no clue about the real numbers, about what he inherited, about what Trump left. Same thing happened to Obama. Bush left him a mess, yet you still hear people say he was a terrible president. That's crazy talk. That just tells me that that's an uninformed person. And honestly, I don't deal with those type of people.
Donald Trump flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane 7 times. He pled the 5th 97 times. He has 34 felony convictions from 91 criminal charges, 26 assault accusations, 6 bankruptcies, 5 draft deferments, 4 indictments, 2 impeachments. He ran a fake university and a fake charity that were both shut down as he was sued for fraud. This man bankrupted a casino 4 times. He's paid $25 million in fraud settlements and $400 million from defamation judgments, $96 million from the assault judgments. Think about it, y'all. This man has had to spend over $500 million in his lifetime to keep himself from going to prison for the rest of his life for harming and abusing people, mostly women. And y'all think he's a good man.
Well, this is crazy to me that there are people out here that actually think that Trump is a good person, that think that Trump is this so-called Christian leader, the same man that wouldn't even put his hand on the Bible, the same man that has been caught on tape saying that he has assaulted women and that that he gets away with it because he's famous. This man has said all these things. These are the things that we have been trying to relay to MAGA, but they always have an excuse for it, don't they? What's embarrassing about this whole thing is that these people, 40% of Republicans, think that Trump would beat them in a fight. I can't make this shit up. 40% of them think that Trump has the physical prowess and temperament to beat them. That is insane. Either these people are severely old and geriatric, or they really have deluded themselves to believe that this man is this larger than life figure. What do they see when they see him? Because all I see is a big blob. Everything that was said in that last clip is accurate in terms of Trump and his history. And as someone who served in the military, you can't serve in the military if you have that much going on, because you'll be easy to compromise. If you're able to hide that you had this type of history from the military, you better believe there'll be people coming at you to compromise you. The other thing is MAGA doesn't believe any of that stuff. And even if they believe it, they don't care. Yet, think about it. The rest of the world actually can read. The rest of the world actually listen to the news and believe facts. And this is the vision of our leader that they have. And yet, MAGA say, well, it doesn't care. We're the big bad bullies and people need to bow to us. This is the mindset of these people. Yet they think a fat, sleepy, decrepit old man who might have, frontal temporal lobe dementia, who has essentially like heart problems, circulatory problems, that this man could beat him in a fight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is America in 2026. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, stay revolutionary.